Microphone's on. All right. We are here today. Yes, we are here today. And if you're with me, say hey. Amen. Wow, 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 wow. Today is day 43. Amen. Wonderful day. Um, Today's what I learned today, everybody, was a simple lesson. And that, some things are not going to turn out how you think. And it was actually a two-part lesson today. I must say this. Today was a two-part lesson. So the first thing I learned was sometimes things are not going to turn out like you. It's not going to look like how you think. Okay. These aren't deep lessons, but sometimes they could just be helpful when you say, you know what, it's okay. It doesn't look like what I think it will. And just got to let that be that. All right. Say hey if you're out there. Um, Type in the chat whenever you watch this. What do you do when things don't look like what you think they will? And I'm going to explain why in a minute. And then the second lesson, I'll bring that up a little later. So the first thing, and I know it's Saturday, so people like me got to go to church in the morning, got work to do. So we can make this quick. But, the first thing was of why, you just have to, and it could be the regular lessons of life. That's what this series has really taught me, is to really be in tune with the everyday things that happen. So today was nail day. I went, get the same person every time. And I always go in with a picture because you should have a vision, right? Yes. Okay. So I went in there with my vision, just I call them pictures of inspiration. Okay. And I shared that. And the picture of inspiration actually, hey, Pamela, hey. My picture of inspiration actually was green, was this nail. I wish I could show it to you. I guess I could have if I would have copied it or whatever. But anyway, it was green nails. They had the green tip with some gloss on one. It was kind of fabulous, but I was like, I'm not going to do green. So that's when we took our first left. I said, I want a soft coral, or going into, this mix of peach and pink together, a little orange in it. And they had the color. I picked it out. I said, let's just do this. But then my nail tech was like, well, we may not be able to do that because, we would probably have to do a whole new set and, whatever. These are first, world problems. I'm just going to name that. Anyways, so as I was walking out with this vision on what I thought, walking in with this vision, and it was I probably should have known this was going to be a very weird experience because when I walked in, there were so many people. I almost walked out. So there were so many people. And then the one lady was like, I'll take you over here. So she was like, who are you here for? And I told her, and she was like, okay, just go wash your hands. And so I did, and I came back, and my nail tech was busy. So he said, go pick a color. So while I was picking a color, I started getting a phone call. And while I was getting a phone call, you guys, true story, guess who it was? The nail people seeing if I would show up. But I was literally sitting at the desk, so I'm answering. I'm like, hey. She was like, hi, you had an appointment today. She was just going. I was like, I know. And she was like, are you on your way? I was like, I'm actually standing right in front of you. This is really literally what happened. And I probably knew at that moment, you probably should go today. So anyway, walked in with a green picture, picked out this cup, this soft coral to replace it. He told me today was probably not the day because I didn't want a new set to do some things. And so what did I end up with? Not green, not coral, not the design. I don't know, with these bright neon orange nails. Like, I hope y'all see them. And they're really just so bright. And I was like, they're not bad. They do pop on it pops on my hands. But the lesson was, you got to be flexible because there are things that are not going to turn out like you want. Also be discerning because if people are calling you and you're standing in front of them, they may not know you how you think. Okay. And so here's the second lesson though. That's the second lesson. So here's the third lesson. sometimes, this is the other thing that I learned today. Even in all that, there was so much foolishness happening today in different sectors of society that I'm gonna do a full one day on this. There are times when you have to disinvite yourself from foolishness. And that is a sincere lesson. Like, there are people who are going to want to add your name to the roster of their foolishness. And there's going to have to be a time when you disinvite yourself. Like, take me off the guest list. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I'm going to go and do something else. And then you got to be okay with their reaction. And that was the second lesson I learned today. So with those two lessons, I leave those to you. Number one, be ready for things not to turn out how you think. And two, learn to disinvite yourself from other people's foolishness. Like, you know what? It's like turning down an invitation to a party that you know is going to be whack. You don't want to hurt the person's feelings, but you're like, my time is of value and this is not. So I'm going to have to disinvite myself from this foolishness. So those were the two lessons that I learned today. And you end up with bright orange nails when you walk in with a green pitcher. But also learn to disinvite yourself from other people's foolishness. Like, literally cross your name off the list. Just say, yeah, not going to participate. And then, you know, you have time to do other things, go other places, and you teach people, you know what? They don't want, she's not going to be a part of this, you know? So if you're one of those people who's had to do that, either have an experience where you walk in and the thing doesn't turn out how you think it will, or if you have had to disinvite yourself, take your whole name off the roster. Just take your name off. Just be like, you know what? Listen, don't worry about it. I don't need to be a part of this. Let me know how you do it. I think I did a good job today. And you guys, guess what? It is going to be an amazing day tomorrow. I pray for you and for me. Like I said, share with me. You guys always do. How you disinvite yourself from other people's foolishness and how you cope when you go in with high expectations and you leave out with bright neon orange nails. How do you cope? Actually, I mean, I'm learning to love them. And it was like, Tanika, were you not sitting there when it was happening? I was, but I was letting him work the process, and then the process was over, and I was like, girl, this is what it looked like. And I do like them. Let me say that. But Tinty Glaze, you guys have a wonderful night and a beautiful day tomorrow. It's the beginning of a new week. So if there's stuff you need to leave in this week, do it tonight. So you could start out this new week with a fresh idea and freshness. All right. Have a wonderful night and a beautiful day. See y'all later. Bye-bye.